Welcome back, everybody. My name's Luke C. Marcotte. This is the Blue Collar Power Hour. So, I kind of got to rig together this corner for us so that we can have it more put together and, just easier for me to kind of pop in, get this knocked out, and pop right back out. So, sorry I've been kind of slacking on these for the past couple weeks. I just recently moved, and then also trying to get this set back up, and also I've been so swamped with work right now that it's been hard to get time to come and do this. But I promise I'll get on top of this. I want to keep doing the 2 days a week. That works out good for me. Seems like it comes out usually Monday and maybe a Friday, so hopefully that continues to work out, and we'll make it work out. But yeah, so this is the new workshop we got here. If you can see it on the YouTube, or if you're on the podcast, then if you want to see it, go on the YouTube, I guess. But today, we're going to talk about how to deal with the haters. All right, guys, listen. The trades are great. There's a lot of good people. There's a lot of fun. But if you guys have already gotten into the trades, have you started, you've tried to move up the ladder, you've tried to become better, you're going to know that you're going to run into haters without a doubt. I try to stay very active in Facebook groups, especially dealing with the trades and or real estate investment. And I just started a new Facebook group for this podcast, and I hope that you guys would join us on there, but we'll talk about that more later. But anyways, I stay very, very active in Facebook groups. It helps me connect with people more, helps lead more people to the show. It helps other people tell people about getting to the show. It helps me learn from other people as well. So it's a great way. So if you guys aren't a part of Facebook groups, you definitely should be. But one thing that you should learn that I've had a hard time with the trades groups is how much everybody is just a negative Nancy. So one, if you are those guys in those groups, shut the hell up and stop being this little fucking whiner, dude. Oh my God. Second of all, if you are in those groups, don't let those people discourage you, all right? Because life is good. Everybody thinks that they're the best at what they do. I don't believe that I'm the best at anything that I do. Now, that leads me to believe that I need to work harder and learn more and learn from this guy and learn from this guy. But if I believed that I was just the best and that I was the greatest at this, or I had the best mindset or the best point of view of this, there would be nothing for me to learn, which means I'm not growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying. Okay, so a lot of people in these groups, they have this mindset that they are not there to learn, they're there to preach, because they love to hear themselves talk, they love to knock people down. One instance, I'm here in beautiful Detroit Metro, and so I posted in this one electrical group about saying, hey, is there any other badass Sparkies in the Detroit Metro in this group? And there was this one guy that's like, really, dude? Really? You're gonna call us Sparkies? He's like, man, I would give someone a black eye on my job site if they called me a Sparky. It's like, really? Really? You're gonna give someone a black eye? Come punch me right in the face, motherfucker. So I'm right here and I'm calling us Sparkies. You know what? I'm a Sparky. I'm an electrical contractor. And anybody that's worked with me or for me, they're Sparkies too, okay? Just little things like that, I don't argue with people, so I post these things, and if people start causing a bunch of drama, I just take them down, because, man, I have real problems to worry about, not just someone not liking being called a Sparky. So I urge you to stay away from anybody that has that kind of mindset, okay? With this group that I'm forming, it's called the Blue Collar Power Chat. All right, so I'd be happy for you to join us. I'll link it in the description below. Just fill out the questions and we'll get you signed up, get you in there, and we'll start building new connections, all right? Now, you won't be allowed in this group if you like to bitch like that, if you are afraid of someone hurting your feelings by calling you a Sparky or a Bricky or a turd herder or whatever other word. If you're going to give someone a black eye over that, get the fuck out of here. You ain't allowed in this group, all right? We're here with winners. We're here with people that are trying to make a good living. People have serious things to worry about, like actually moving up in a company. People that are actually trying to build a great career for their lives and provide for their family and their friends and themselves and get everything that they've ever dreamed of, okay? So guys, listen, dealing with haters. I'm 23 years old, okay? I'm a young guy. I've been doing crazy stuff from a young age. I got my first credit card when I was 16. I started fixing and flipping and selling trucks and all this stuff when I was 14 years old. I had over 25 vehicles between the age, or 15 vehicles between the ages of 14 and 18. I've been hustling my whole life. I've had a crazy experience. I bought my first house when I was 20 years old, remodeled it, got it rented out and all this stuff. Started my company earlier than I should have, because I was too young from the status quo. People saying I didn't know enough or I was taking too much risk. And when I started developing solar, they're like, Luke, you're not supposed to do that. You're too young. You don't have the right experience yet doing all this stuff. But that's not true. You'll never be ready in anything. You getting into the trades, you buying your first house to fix, you trying to move up into a foreman position. I was running jobs at 19 years old. Now, average person's gonna say, you're too young to do that. You don't know what you're doing. How the hell could you run a job with someone? Or some people in these Facebook groups, these guys are like 30, 40, 50 years old. If I had a 19-year-old trying to tell me what to do, I'd probably punch him right in the mouth. Really? Well, with that kind of mindset, that's an exact reason why a 19-year-old is running the job instead of you. Okay? So I've had hate my entire life. I've been shit on my entire life from everybody else as they watch me grow, which is fine by me. I've never took it personally. Okay, at first I did take it personally until I learned it. So that's why I'm trying to help you guys, so you guys can get past that point and just focus on you and focus on your growth too. Okay, because it can be hurtful, especially people that helped you in the beginning, but as you pass them and they no longer like you, or they talk shit about you, or they laugh at you when you fall, because you will fall, but it's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up. It hurts. Everybody wants to see you do good. Nobody wants to see you do better than them. Okay? Make sure you remember that. And there's very, very few people that want to see you do better than them. I'm lucky to have at least one person in my life, which was my first mentor who owned that plumbing company, that was that person for me. And so I want to be that person for you guys. If you guys can beat my records, I was just trying to eat. I was just trying to build my wealth, build my company, and build my life, build my dream. All right, I'm not challenging anybody else. I'm not racing anybody else. I'm in a war with myself every single day to be a better Luke C. Marcotte. All right, so I want to see you guys do good too. If you guys do things better than me, if you guys do things sooner than me, then I know I'm doing my job here right. All right, I'm here to help you guys, and this is the noise from the people that just want to put you down, the people that are afraid to work 7 days a week, people that are afraid to work 16 hours a day, people that are too afraid to not go to college, so they went to college and paid all that money just to fuck themselves in the long run because they were afraid of what people would think. I didn't have to go through that. People that were too afraid to get a credit card at 16 years old so you could start by building credit, so that by the age of 19 you're able to buy your first house. People are going to hate you for that. Anytime you exert any effort to become a better you, to become better than other people, and to be better than the status quo, there's going to be haters that follow you. There's going to be people that used to root for you, that used to say, man, I can't wait to see this guy succeed. But as soon as you start succeeding, then they're going to say, whoa, what's going on here? Something's not right. He shouldn't be doing this, When I was running crews at 18 years old, and I'm 18 years old, and I've been doing this since I was 16, so I have a few years on the job site, and some people are still thinking, oh, that's not enough time. Well, think about it this way, all right? I worked for 3 years, 2 years at that point, as hard as I possibly can, Monday through Sunday. And when I got home from work, I studied the code book, I studied YouTube, I watched people, I surrounded myself with people that were where I wanted to be to better myself. I devoted every hour, every minute of my life to being that better person. Now, these people that did nothing until they were 18 years old, and then went to college and partied and did nothing until they were 23, 24 years old, they assume that I'm the same person they were. But right off the bat, you should know that we aren't the same person just by that, all right? There's differences in people, and it's not like I'm no different than you guys. I'm no Superman. I'm Luke C. Marcotte. I'm a 23-year-old. I'm from Northern Michigan, okay? I'm a rural boy. I grew up out in the country. I didn't grow up in a city. I didn't grow up with money. I didn't grow up with the best examples everywhere in my life, okay? So I'm no different than you physically, mentally, spiritually. I'm different than you mentally now because I've tried so hard for so many years to better myself. I have a different mindset than people because I worked my way into that position. So people that say, oh, you're too young to be doing this stuff. You're too young to fully understand this. It's like, you have 20 years of half-ass work ethic, and you can have a good work ethic and work 40 hours a week. Don't get me wrong. But compared to what I was doing, man, it's a half-ass work ethic because it's half of what I was doing. I knew that I had more in me to put into it throughout all that time, okay? So I got more done in a shorter amount of time with more effectiveness going on. So I was able to do bigger, crazier things at a younger age. So I want you guys to know there is no limit to what you can do. Fuck the noise, fuck the naysayers, fuck the people that are gonna put you down. Don't listen to them. Keep on going. Keep fighting, all right? Get a goal in your mind and go for it, no matter how crazy or audacious. Now, it's not going to be a year. It's not going to be 2 years. It might be 3 years. It might be 4 years. It might be 10 years. Everybody's timeline is different. Everybody's goal is different. But just don't let people put you down, okay? Take what you can from people, and especially you, uplift other people. Don't be jealous if someone starts doing things faster than you have. Because maybe they're only going a shorter distance. Maybe you got a marathon when they were sprinting. So on the job site, you're going to run into a lot of people that are Debbie Downers. Okay, there's going to be people that show up, slunched over, fucking sipping their coffee. Man, I wish I went to college. Man, my back hurts today. Man, I wish I did something different. Them people are losers, okay? And not in the aspect of what position they are in, because you could be in one position for 20 years as an electrician. If that's where you want to be, you can still be a winner. Just if you show up and bitch about it every day and you do nothing to better that situation, that makes you a loser. You see people that throw hissy fits over such stupid little things, like being called a Sparky or a Bricky or a turd herder. Shut the hell up. You got real problems to face, okay? When I was 19 years old, I didn't have to worry about someone calling me a Sparky. It was just weird because I always called myself a Sparky with pride. I love it. But at 19 years old, I didn't have time to worry about dumb shit like that because I was out running projects, man. I was estimating multiple projects a day while running projects and setting up work for multiple guys that were much older than me, by the way, and they were glad to work for me or with me, under me, whatever the hell you want to call, because they realized shortly that I did know what I was talking about, that after all them years of excessive over-the-top amount of work and study and effort, that I actually knew what I was talking about and that I had something to teach them even. And here's the big thing too. With me running them projects, I would gladly learn from anybody that was working for me on that project, because some people have been doing it longer than me. Some people have been doing it in a different industry or a different form or a different setting, and so they've learned different ways. So I'm always open to learn. I'm an open book. I love to read. I love to learn from everybody. My ego never got so big that I could never learn from somebody else. People let their egos get inflated. They tell themselves they're the greatest electrician of all time, the greatest landscaper, the greatest builder, greatest trim carpenter, whatever it is. And there is a little bit of ego that goes into it because you have to be capable of doing the best work to become your best self. But the difference is some people develop too much of an ego at too little of a stage to where they don't even learn to their full capacity, and that blocks them out from ever learning from anybody else ever again. There's guys that would specifically not learn from me because I was younger than them and did short amount of time over a whole lifetime in this trade. Now I'm going to tell you, time has nothing to really do with it. It's more about effort that goes into it. Because if you give 10% effort for 20 years, that's going to be the same amount of effort as someone that gives 100% effort for 2 years. Now, I know that's a hard metric to learn, and obviously you learn from different experiences you get put in, right? But there's people that have been doing it for 20 years that weren't even running jobs when I had 2.5 years was running jobs. And the proof is in the work. They didn't just put me in that position just for the hell of it, just for shits and giggles, okay? And mind you, this was a big company. This was a 100+ employee company, okay? And then I moved down to a smaller company doing more custom home work, and they did the same thing. They put me in charge of estimating and running jobs at multiple jobs. I was like the main guy at this company. And I fucked up shit, and I lost, and I didn't make certain things work, and I screwed up. But that all compiled on because I learned from every single thing until it builds me up to a better person. If you got someone that's never willing to build themselves up, they're never willing to fail at something to learn from it, then they're too scared to ever grow. I've never been scared to fail. I have no fear in life. Okay, I just go, I go. If I fail, I learn from it. I stack it back onto my list of everything I've learned, and I keep moving, I keep going forward, okay? So you've really got to determine who you should be hanging out with and who you should be learning from. There'd be groups of guys that would be going out to get drinks on the job site, and I wouldn't go out to drink with them because I knew that I didn't want to associate with them guys. But then there would be maybe a couple foremen or a foreman that would be going out to lunch, and I'd be sure to go out with them, maybe buy them lunch or something like that, because I wanted to learn from that person. So I started associating with these bigger people doing greater things, and I was picking their brain and learning from them, okay? So a tip of advice, I guess, is don't worry about what people say, okay? Because people will say anything they can to knock you off your ladder. It comes with a big ego drawback, a big hatred for basically their own life, and it's a sad thing. And I really hope those people can watch this and they can hopefully pull back their ego enough to learn something from it. I understand I'm a young guy, all right, but that don't mean anything, not in my eyes. So just open your mind, try learn from it. Please, I want to see you do better. Believe me, I really do. That's the whole point of me doing this whole thing, okay? So whether you're getting into the trades, whether you've been doing it for 5 years or whether you've been doing it for 20 years, if you haven't moved forward, if the proof isn't in your work, you must figure out what is different, what's wrong, why aren't you moving the needle, why aren't you getting to where you want to be, why aren't you making the money you want to make? Okay, there'd be guys, when I was 20 years old, I was buying my first house. I'd be working with guys and they were telling me, it's like, Luke, you're 20, what do you do in buying a house? Well, these guys are 35 years old and have never owned a house before. And they're like, aren't you afraid of that much commitment? But then they would have the audacity to tell me that I was stupid. And they had the audacity to tell me that I was moving too fast in my life. I'm like, I ain't got time for this. I ain't got time to sit around and wait. You have time to burn is the way you act. I don't. I mean, I had to get this house. I had to remodel it. I had to rent it out. And then I have to refinance it and take that money and buy another place and do the same thing and do the same thing. I'm not scared of commitment. I'm not scared to say something. I'm not scared that I'm going to own $1 billion electrical company one day. I'm not scared that I'm going to help thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of you get into a great trade, into a great career that you'll love and make the most of it. I say that stuff with pride because I always push myself to the max, and that's what people hate to see. People will watch this video and they'll see the things that I just said and they'll count the days until I fail for it. And then when the day I do fail, they're gonna say, told you so. And then guess what? When I get back up and I learn from it and I'm gonna fight again, then they're gonna say, here he goes again. And then the day I made it, they're gonna say, he got lucky. Right now, man, I've been hustling for 8 years at least. 8 years since I started flipping trucks, okay? So I'm an 8-year overnight success at the moment. And as you can tell from this, still not anything huge, ain't nothing big. I made a lot of mistakes. I've learned a lot of dumb shit. I've been made fun of. I've had fingers pointed at me. I've had people tell me you're wrong, you're going too fast, you're not ready, anything like that. But you know what? I'm ahead of those people now. So, man, just don't hate the haters. If anything, try and help them. Help them see from your point of view, which is the point of view that I'm trying to give you right now. And because I want to see everybody do better. I want us to be better as a whole trade, because you know the trades are obviously looked down upon. And a lot of that comes down to people who aren't willing to learn more. They do something for 4 years and they think they know it. They think that they've got it and they don't ever have to learn again, and that they are the greatest at what they're gonna do. They call other people hacks. They make fun of their work. Someone posts a picture of decent work, good work on one of these Facebook pages, and they just rip it apart and say, why didn't you do it this way? Oh, I would have done it this way. Oh, you're a fucking hack. You know, and there is bad work, obviously. But man, some people, they just don't get it. It's great because they take pride in what they do. Believe me, I love doing good work myself, all right? But sometimes it comes down to a matter of money. Sometimes it comes down to a matter of time. Sometimes it comes down to a matter of, does the customer even give a shit if the wire in his walls looks as beautiful as you want it to, but it took you an extra 2 hours to do? So guys, listen, when you get started, when you decide where you want to go back and listen to the episode about goal setting, and then come restart here. So guys, I don't care if you've been in this company in your trade for 3 days, okay? Go tell your project manager where you want to be. Tell your foreman that. Learn everything you can to become that person. Find other project managers, maybe in this Facebook group or in another Facebook group. Start networking with people. Start learning from them. Start putting the pieces together and figuring out what it's going to best prepare you for. Because no matter what, it's best to be prepared for an opportunity that you don't have than to have an opportunity that you're not prepared for. Okay? Be prepared for it. Tell people about it. Manifest it. So that way it comes into your life, people will know that you want to actually be in this position. And so when it comes time to start training someone for this position, you're going to be at least on the list. Maybe even towards the top of the list if you've already been trying, putting in your own effort for it. Here's a little blast of the past for you. EC&M, it's an electrical contractor magazine, one of the biggest ones in the country, matter of fact. All right, this issue is from May 2018. Look at that. Old Luke C. Marcotte right there. When I started my company, 21 years old. It's when I started my fiber optics business that transferred into this electrical contracting business. And so this is called the EC&M 30 under 30, as in the 30 most qualified, impressive candidates under 30 years old in the entire United States. I was 21 years old when this got issued. I showed a few of my mentors about it. I showed a few of my foremen of it. And guess what? I was like, man, I was proud. I was excited. I just made a 30 under 30. I've always wanted to be on Forbes under 30, 30 under 30. I was the youngest one in there by at least 4 years. And I was the only one that owned my own business in the entire country. And you know what happened when I told everybody that had helped me get to that position? They were jealous. Nobody was happy for me. Not one motherfucker. Sure, my friends and my parents and family members were all excited for me. They thought it was cool and everything. And then, but everybody that I had worked with or worked for, they were all jealous. How could you not be? I mean, does that sound cocky to say? Fuck yeah, it sounds cocky. But you know what? I'm proud of it. But then also you hear people that are 21 years old who just got out of college with $100,000 worth of debt without a job, that don't even make 40 grand a year, and they don't even know what life is or how to deal with anything or finances. And I'm sitting here with a 750 credit score, a house that I'm remodeling to rent out, that I'm already renting out bedrooms in, and that I have my own contracting company at 21 years of age. Yeah, I could see how people would get jealous. I would have probably been jealous if I was 30 years old and that happened. But you know what? I was the one smart enough to realize that I didn't want to be jealous of that. I was the one that said, I'm going to be that crazy outlier that does something insane. But I got so much hate over this that I thought people would be proud of me for, people that had helped me. And I thought, man, I can't wait to share this with people. It was so cool. That one hurt a little bit, I'll be honest. Because all these people that had helped me and I had been so excited to share that with, I showed them, and yeah. You find out who your true friends are when you start climbing the ladder, all right? And then once you start winning something like this, and you win another thing, and you start doing good in this business, and you start growing, and you start doing this other thing, and you buy another house, and you start redoing that, then people start picking at your flaws, your downfalls. They say, oh, you should have done this. Oh man, well, what about this when you won EC&M? Shouldn't you have been doing this by then, or something like that? Hey, I'm just doing what I can with what I have where I'm at. So you've got to be limber, all right? You've got to be flexible in your beliefs and your friends and your belief in yourself. You can't let people diminish you. When you tell people something and they say, good luck, hey, thanks, I'm ready to go. don't take it seriously. If it was someone average, someone that hasn't done anything, someone that hates their life, hates their marriage and all that telling you this, what do you even want their approval for anyway? So guys, you'll hear things in the trades all the time. When I was first starting, people would come up to me and be like, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be in college, man? Look at my back. Do you want to have a back like this? Or you see how I walk? Do you want to walk like this? Or you see how out of shape I am? You should be in college so you don't end up like this. I'm like, really? Your own laziness, your own fault for not lifting things right, your own fault for not staying in shape, your own fault for killing a 12-pack of beer and 3 cheeseburgers every night. That's what you're blaming the trades on? That's what you blame your shitty life on? No, hell no. And I was smart enough to actually see through the bullshit, because I seen there was people in the trades that had a great life, that was in great shape, that had a great marriage and a great family and a nice truck and a nice home that they just built, and their finances are all good and they bought a rental home. And I was smart enough to see that and look to them guys for inspiration, as opposed to looking at these guys that come up to you and tell you how bad and shitty their life is because of the trades. And you can decipher that you don't want to listen to a word that guy says, and you want to listen to everything this guy has to say that's doing it right. So there'll be a lot of shit talkers. There'll be people that talk shit about their bosses, about the boss's kids in the company, about the foreman, the project manager, the other people on the job. You don't want to be that person. Don't talk shit about people, okay? Just focus on yourself and become the best person you can possibly become each and every day. And when you get to a certain level, reach back and pull someone else up, okay? Each one, teach one. Find somebody that'll help you move up to the position that you want to be in, and then help someone that's inspired by you to do the same to pull you up to this position. That's the whole reason I'm doing this here. Okay, I got to a great position in the trades. I found out a lot of tips and tricks to make it work because other people had taught me that. So now I'm reaching back to pull you guys up and bring you into this great life. I want you guys to have a good life. I want you guys to have a beautiful home that you just built. 5,000 square foot, 3,000 square foot, 40 by 80 pole barn, 20 acres, maybe a house in a subdivision, brand new diesel truck, whatever you want, all right? That's what I want you guys to have. I want you guys to be able to buy your own rental homes, or maybe fix and flip a home, or maybe start your own business, or become a project manager, or buy into a company and all this. So I'm doing what I can to help you guys here, okay? And realize there is good people in the trades, and there's also toxic people. You want to just push the toxic people away. If you have to be on their job, fine, but just don't learn from them. Don't learn from their mannerisms in the aspect of where you're going to start acting like them and you're going to take on personality traits from them. Don't do that. You got to hold firm to your own beliefs, and as that person criticizes you, beats you down, and makes you feel like a pile of dog shit, you got to be able to be strong and fight through that, because you know that you're going to come out the other side a shining diamond instead of a shit covered diamond like this guy. It don't matter if you dropped out of high school, you graduated high school, you went through a trade school, you just graduated with your master's degree, or you just got off the cell block in prison. You have a future, and it's all determined by you and your effort, okay? 100%. You are not limited by anything in your past. All there is to focus on today for a better tomorrow. Because you're going to have to fight through the shit. The hardest thing about the trades, the hardest thing about becoming the best version of you, the hardest thing to moving to that dream position in that company that you're working for is dealing with the naysayers. Dealing with the people that are just going to put you down, tell you you aren't right for it, maybe you weren't born for it, and anything like that, okay? You know what you're capable of. You got to find it. You got to believe in yourself, and you got to go after it. You got to tell these people, screw off, you're not bettering me for this destination I want to go, so you're no longer going to be a part of my life. I'm not going to let anything you say influence me. And guys, don't focus on the little shit. Don't focus on the little dumb stuff. If you mess up a bend in a conduit, if you cut a piece of gas pipe too short, if you mess something up with the type of soil you ordered or anything like that, or you messed it up with the amount of soil you ordered, just keep fighting through it. There are little mistakes you make here and there. You'll learn from it, you'll get better. Just make sure you learn from it and get better. Don't just keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again without ever learning from it. But don't focus on the little stuff. Don't get mad when someone calls you a Sparky. Don't go up when an electrician comes up to a plumber and calls you a turd herder. Because you know what? In all honesty, them people are deflecting their own personal beliefs onto you. So when they say you can't do that, it's what they told themselves. They looked themselves in the mirror and they said, you can't do that. You're not that type of person. I wake up every morning, I look myself in the mirror and I say, you're a fucking king, man. You're fucking capable of anything you want to do, and I fucking love you. You've overcome some of the craziest shit in the world. You've fucking done some of the craziest stuff ever, and it don't even compare to what you got in your future. And I believe that. I tell myself that. And so when I talk to other people like you, I'll tell you that same thing, because that's my own beliefs I'm projecting onto you. When you hear someone say, oh man, fuck you for this, oh you fucked it up, you suck, you're not ready for this position, it's because they believe that about themselves first, and they're projecting it onto you. So don't take it personally. Just do the best you can every single day to better yourself, because one day you'll start moving the wheel and you'll start getting some momentum, and you'll keep on going, you'll keep on chugging until you become a force to be reckoned with, and you're a freight train that's never going to stop. So listen, I don't know who's watching this here, I don't know who's watching this now, but I believe in you. I know that you taking the extra initiative to come to this place right here, right now, is you taking the extra initiative to move your life forward into this better life, better world, into the trades. You're going to become a badass tradesman, you know? I got this tattoo because I just take pride in what I do. You know, I love it thoroughly, and I know that you have a good home here that you can make your bitch. So you got to believe in yourself. The only belief you ever need in your life is self-belief. Because if you rely on the belief of other people, that's your insecurities holding you back, and you'll never make it. You'll always require the affirmations from other people. You always have to ask people for their opinion. I never ask people for their opinions, all right? I just go and do it. Now, if I need help, I ask for help. But I don't ever ask somebody if they think I should do something. If I want to do it, I know I'm going to do it. If I have the slightest insight of what I want to do, I'm going to go do it. And I'm going to find out someone that can help me, not somebody that's going to talk me out of it. So find the good people on the job site, find the good people on YouTube like this, on the Facebook groups, find the good books to read trade magazines, anything like that, you know, and learn from them. Learn from the guys that have the nice homes, the ones that have the family that they love, the ones that's maybe building their real estate portfolio right now, the guys that are just moving into the foreman position, and figure out what they did, because they'll be more likely to share with you since they just got to that position. There's going to be sour people in any aspect of your life, whether it's on the job site, whether it's your neighbor, whether it's even in your family. And you got to push them people away, because they'll never ever serve you. It'll never be good for you. So fuck the naysayers, push them out of your life, get rid of them. They mean nothing. Find the good people, learn from them, everything that you can to get to that position, and be the best you can be every single day, man. Don't let anybody ever tell you can't do something. Don't ever let somebody say that you can't be a foreman in 4 years, 3 years. You can't be a project manager in 5 years. You got to be doing it for 25 years. And just ultimately believe in yourself. Motivate yourself. Read books about leadership. Read books about becoming a foreman. Read books about how to manage a construction project. Read books about what kind of soils are good for landscaping and for tree growth, and the pH balances and things of that sort. Nobody's going to do this for you. You got one shot at this life. People say YOLO, and it is true. That's a real hand. This is real time. This second you spent watching this, you'll never get that second back. That second is gone. Never again. You ain't getting another one in the future. Not one of this exact second. Okay? So you got to take this time now and do what you want to do. I don't care if you're 15 years old watching this, and I don't care if you're 50 years old watching this. Just watch with an open mind, learn from people with an open mind to become a better you, to get to the position you want to be. If you're getting older and your body's starting to hurt and you hate going out and doing the work every day, well, guess what? Maybe it's time to level up and get in the office position. Start estimating, start project managing, start service managing, something of that sort, you know? And you got to level up for it. And you ain't going to get there with the same mindset you had for the past 15, 20 years. You got to open your mind. And you've got to learn from people on how to move up. It doesn't matter if that person's 20 years younger than you, or 40 years older than you, or 10 years younger than you, or the same age than you. It doesn't matter if they've been in the trade for 4 years or 50 years. okay? If someone's in that position and doing it, learn from them. Do what you can. Have an open mind. So guys, I appreciate you watching this again. Follow us on the Facebook group. It's Blue Collar Power Chat. I'll link my Instagram in the description. Follow me, shoot me a DM, say, hey, what's up? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help you guys. So I'm not going to be able to do this forever with being able to help you guys one-on-one with DMs, so I might as well take advantage of it now. And make sure you tell your friends about this. I do this completely for free. I'm doing this to help you. Maybe you got a son, a nephew, a niece, a daughter, a cousin, your dad, maybe you, and you're wanting to get into the trades. Show them this, because this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to coach you guys and to help you not only get started, but to move up and become the best version of you, to give you a better life. Not only a better life for you, but for your company, so that it betters the people around you, and we become stronger as a whole trade. So make sure you tell people about it, man. Make sure you leave a 5-star review, leave a comment below. So again, my name's Luke C. Marcotte. This is the Blue Collar Power Hour, and we'll catch you next time.